If you're here, that means you probably have some questions about putting your home in a trust. Hi, I'm Chuck Roulet. I'm an estate and elder law planning attorney licensed to practice in both Florida and in Minnesota. And today I'm going to be tackling a question I often hear from clients, which is, what are the disadvantages of putting my home in a trust? So let's dive in and explore both the pros and the cons. But first, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and bell notifications so you'll be alerted when I upload new videos like this one. And if you have a question, post it in the comments below and I may answer it in an upcoming video. Now, before we get to the disadvantages, let's quickly review what a trust is. Now, the way I like to describe trust to my clients is to think of them as treasure chests. So when you sign a trust agreement, a treasure chest just appears. That's your trust. Once the treasure chest is created, you open it up and you transfer ownership of your home and other assets into it. Now, the trustee or trustees of the trust, who are often you and or your spouse if you are married, are the ones with the keys to your treasure chest and manage it for the beneficiaries, who are also usually you while you are alive. Now, if something happens to you, whoever you have designated as the successor trustee or trustees, you can have more than one, and for many of my clients, it's often one or more of their adult children, they then get the keys to the treasure chest and manage it for the beneficiaries of the trust, who are usually your kids, charities, or whoever else you want to receive those assets. Now, the reasons people do this are often to avoid probate, maintain privacy, protect assets, and ensure a smooth transfer of property to heirs. Now, having said that, let's look at some of the potential drawbacks of putting your home in a trust. First, there are more upfront costs compared to a will. Setting up a trust is usually more expensive than a simple will. Okay, there's just simply more legal work involved. That being said, it tends to be, but not always, it tends to be a less expensive alternative in the long run for your family because they don't have to deal with a probate court on the back end. Second potential disadvantage is potential refinancing challenges. Some lenders might be hesitant about mortgages for homes inside of a trust. They'll sometimes require additional paperwork to be prepared, usually by an attorney, and then sent to the mortgage company detailing key aspects of the trust. Now, while this is usually only a few $100s, it's something to be aware of. Third potential drawback is some additional paperwork when selling. Now, depending on the closing or title company you use, they may require an attorney to prepare some additional paperwork when selling the home from a trust. Usually this consists of the deed from your trust to the new owners, an affidavit signed by the trustee that they are in fact the trustees acting on behalf of the trust, and a certificate of trust detailing key provisions of the trust for the title company and the county recorder's office. Often, but not always, this does not result in any additional cost to you when selling, and the title company will often work directly with your attorney so it will be seamless to you. However, again, it is something to be aware of. Despite these drawbacks, the benefits often win out. Here's why. The first big advantage, probate avoidance. This is huge. Probate can take 6 to 12 months in Minnesota and Florida and can range anywhere from 3 to 6% of the value of assets in probate. And if you're like many of the families I work with who have property and assets in more than one state, that may require opening a probate in each state where you have assets. So for example, many families I work with have a home in Florida and then a home back up north. If they just used a will for planning, their family would need to open a probate proceeding in Florida for their home and assets here, and then a separate probate proceeding up north for their home there. And that's because the courts only have jurisdiction over the property in their state. So now we're looking at serious time, expense, stress for the family. However, by putting everything in a trust, you would avoid that. The trust lets your home and other assets pass directly to the beneficiaries, saving time, money, and stress. The second advantage, privacy. Unlike a will which goes through a public probate proceeding, a trust stays private. This protects your family from unwanted attention. Third advantage, more control over asset distribution. You get more say in how and when your assets are distributed by running them through a trust. You can even set conditions for the inheritance. Fourth advantage, creditor protection. Certain types of trusts can actually shield your home from creditors and even from long-term care and nursing home expenses, protecting it for your loved ones. Fifth advantage, planning for incapacity. If you can't manage your affairs, a trustee can step in without court intervention. This can help avoid costly guardianship proceedings. So is putting your home in trust right for you? Well, for many homeowners, the advantages often outweigh the drawbacks. It can provide invaluable benefits like probate avoidance, privacy, protection, and control. That being said, remember that every situation is unique. You should consider your overall estate planning goals, your age, health, income, and assets, as they all impact what is the right approach for you and your family. And that's why it's crucial to get professional advice. As someone who's been doing this for nearly 3 decades, I've seen how proper planning makes a world of difference for families in Minnesota and Florida. And at our firm, we discuss our clients' planning goals, and then we work with them to custom design a plan to achieve them. Now, if you would like to learn more about how to protect your home and life savings from long-term care and nursing home costs, I have two resources for you. First, I've written a guide, Save Our Home, How to Protect Your Home and Life Savings from Long-Term Care and Nursing Home Costs. You can download it, and there's a link in the description below. It's completely free. Just click on the link and you'll be able to download it. Second, I'm actually hosting a free online masterclass where I reveal strategies I use with my private clients to help them protect their assets from long-term care and nursing home costs. Again, there's a link in the description below. And if you would like to learn more about estate planning, I'm actually hosting an online masterclass as well. And in there, I discuss how to avoid probate, pros and cons of wills versus trusts, strategies for your powers of attorney and healthcare directives, how to minimize or even avoid estate taxes, how to protect the money you leave for your kids if they get divorced, and much more. Again, there's a link in the description below for that class as well. Or you can visit us at roulettelaw.com to schedule a consultation or to sign up for any of the master classes or to download the guide. I hope you found this video helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in either the master class or an upcoming video. Be well.